ready, Mrs. Rikachevsky.
All right, we're on. We're live.
All right, today's lesson is on parallel structure. So if I said, what are your 3 favorite things? What would you say, Susanna? Give me, what are your 3 favorite things?
Like just anything?
Yep.
Dance, tigers, and
Dance, tigers, and someone else throw in. What are your favorite things?
Theater.
And theater. Dance, tigers, and theater. Is that parallel?
Mm-hmm.
It is. It is. What are your 3 favorite things? What do you like?
I like waffles, I like dogs, I like programming.
Okay. Okay. How about you? What do you like?
Horses,
Horses.
soccer, and food.
Horses, soccer, and food. Okay.
Waffles.
What if I said I like chocolate, playing soccer, and when it snows, building a snowman.
You don't even come outside when it snows.
Okay, for the purposes of class, I like building snowmen. You wanna build a snowman?
No.
That song is
All right, so this is not parallel. Even though I told you my 3 favorite things, I like chocolate, everyone understands that. I like playing soccer, everyone understands that. I like when it snows, I like to go outside and build a snowman. Ready?
It should say eating chocolate.
Okay, why does it need to say eating chocolate?
Because you can't, because if you don't add another verb, it sounds like it's just, my 3 favorite things are playing chocolate, playing soccer, and
Okay, so what you're trying to say is it's not parallel. In your brain, you want it to line up, right? You don't want it to do this. Right, that's kind of crooked what I'm doing now. The way you make it uncrooked, the way you make it parallel, is by using the same parts of speech. Now, I don't know how much grammar you guys have had. What is a part of speech?
A verb, noun, adjective, adverb, etc. On and on and on and on.
Yeah.
interjection.
Okay.
Conjunction,
Yeah.
adverb,
Yep.
Wow.
Good.
pronoun.
So what part of speech is chocolate?
Noun.
It's a noun.
What part of speech is playing soccer?
Verb.
Soccer's a noun.
Subject,
Playing is
verb.
a verb.
Verb, subject, verb.
I don't know how much grammar you guys have had. Do you know what gerunds and participles are?
No.
I know what a
Participle,
participle is.
No. Those are the
I
only
kinda know what a
those are
participle
the things
is.
that I don't know.
Oh,
is it
like
I don't know what the first one is.
To play, playing.
Okay, to play is an infinitive. We're not,
Oh,
we could do that. To infinitive,
I like to play soccer.
right, would be to play. A gerund is when you make a noun out of a verb. Okay? I like playing. Playing is what I like. Playing is a verb, right? But in that sentence it's a noun. Does everyone see that? If I say playing is what I like, what's the subject of the sentence?
Playing.
Playing. It's a verb pretending to be a noun.
I
That's
got
a
it.
gerund. A participle is a verb pretending to be an adjective. So, the playing children, what part of speech is playing?
Participle.
It's an adjective, right? So that's the part of speech that it is. If I say the playing children, children is a noun. It could even be the subject of the sentence. The playing children screamed with happiness. Children is the subject of the sentence. What kind of children? The playing children. Okay?
Oh yeah.
So it's an adjective, all right? I don't need you to get all caught up in this. I'm not going to quiz you on gerunds and participles. I'll remind you every week. The reason I say this is when you're writing complex sentences like this, you'll often accidentally use a participle, and you need to know that you did that so that you can repeat it the next 2 times to make your sentence parallel. Okay? So this is a participle and a noun, and then what is all this?
And is a conjunction.
I'm not worried about and. You're correct. That is a conjunction. When it snows, building a snowman.
You could rearrange building a snowman to go in front of when it snows.
Oh, it's.
You could do that, so this could be descriptive, and building a snowman when it snows,
That sounds
all right? Do I need this?
No, but
Can
you
I
can
build a
have
snowman when it's raining?
it.
No.
Can I build a snowman when it's sunny outside?
No.
No, I don't even need that in there. Duh, right? It has to be snowing for me to build a snowman, I don't need that in there. Now, later on, I want to talk about building a snowman in my paper about my favorite things, and I'm gonna write a whole paragraph about snowman building. I can get into the snow in that paragraph, right? I don't need it in my thesis. So here's a couple different ways. Yeah, Brady?
You can change a snowman to snowman.
Building snowman.
And building snowman. Okay, you guys are already getting it. This is the lesson, but I can see your wheels are already turning. So, I just need to make sure that to make my thesis parallel, I need to use the same part of speech. So let's say I've chosen nouns. I like chocolate. How can I make this just a noun?
Soccer.
Soccer. Soccer. And how can I make this just a noun?
Snowman.
Snowman.
And snowman. And snowman. Now, that is parallel, but it doesn't really work, does it? Why?
Because you don't understand, like, do you like watching soccer or playing it? Do you like looking at snowmen? Or do you like building them? Do you like making chocolate or eating it?
Sometimes it works, sometimes it's enough. So if I said if I like chocolate, theater, and snow, if those were my three favorite things, those stand on their own. So I'm trying to rewrite my awkward thesis on my first try. I get it parallel. Now it doesn't really say what I want it to. It might. You might on your first try, it might say what you want it to, and you just leave it like that. It's very simple. I could try adding a gerund and a noun. So now I'm going to try this. Can I make it parallel with this? So what would I say? If I'm going to say 1, 2, and 3, and my number 2 is going to be playing soccer, what does number 1 have to be?
Eating chocolate.
Eating chocolate. And I do love eating chocolate. And what would this one be? Carolyn?
Building snowman.
Building snowmen. See how much clearer that is? Yeah.
Could you say building a snowman, or would you have to say
Building
building snowman?
snowmen.
It sounds much better with building snowman, but can you?
You can.
Okay.
So the goal here is to get as parallel as you possibly can within reason. The goal is, I started teaching this part of the lesson after my very first year teaching essay, and I was getting the most outrageously complicated and unparalleled thesis sentences. Now I had a younger class, you guys are all a little older, so you guys are going to get this quickly, but I had 9 and 10-year-olds in the class at the time. So my point is you want to shoot for parallel as close as you can get it, and then you go back as a writer, and you go, is that really what I'm trying to say? And if I say building a snowman, have I ruined my parallelism? I haven't. And I've made the sentence say a little bit more of what I want to say. But what I don't want to see is kids say, I like eating chocolate, playing soccer, and when it snows, building a snowman, like, and just going off the deep end. Yeah, Bronwyn?
Should it be my 3 favorite things to do? Because we're not talking about like just things anymore.
Okay, so now you're really editing. You're really getting deep in editing. So maybe you guys are, how many 8th graders do I have here? 7th? Everyone else is in 7th? Okay, I don't have any 6th graders or 5th graders.
6th grader.
6.
Are you really? You go, girl.
Well, anyway.
All right, either way. So we can get into some editing like that. That's a very good perceptive comment that you just made. My 3 favorite things to do. Why am I saying that? Why does that feel more comfortable to you?
Because you're not talking about just like things like chocolate, like that's an item.
Yeah.
It's a noun. Now we're talking about like doing things.
Right, so this is why editing is so important, and kids your age don't like to edit. You like to write it and
Well,
be done with it,
I
right?
love editing.
I
Editing is awesome.
Editing's editing.
Can you edit mine?
And in my school, I used to just like people
Love
come up to
editing.
me and say, "Can you look at my paper?" And I'm like, "Sure." And then I just come over and say, "Okay, maybe you want to change this."
Yeah, I know. I love doing
I
that.
love
That's
doing
so
that.
much fun.
And it's
I hate
perfectly
doing
fine.
that.
Well,
It's
it's
great.
perfectly fine Eliana, it's perfectly fine to ask someone else to look at it the first pass. You have to be part of the process. But it's totally acceptable to me to ask your parent or a friend, when you think you've got it down, say, can you read this for me? Because other people will pick up things that you didn't notice, missing words or awkwardness, and that's part of the editing process. Every writer that you know, every book you've ever read, someone else edited that book. All right, so that's great. I would say because these are actions, you might want to say my favorite things to do are. And if they were just nouns, you would just say my favorite thing. All right. How about if we want to get a little bit more complicated?
My favorite things are raindrops on roses, biscuits on muffins.
Oh my goodness!
Brownies.
I love that.
How about if I say eating dark chocolate? How have I changed this? Caroline? Yes, it does.
It's
Brady?
healthier. You've added an adjective to
I've
it.
added another adjective, which then makes this what? Let's see how well you guys know your grammar. What does this become?
A verb.
What modifies an adjective?
Oh my goodness, I know this.
Brady?
Adverb?
An adverb. This was an adjective before, now it becomes an adverb. Now that doesn't matter. I don't care that you know that. I'm not going to change the paper. That was just a little freebie that I gave you there. All right, so now, what do I need to do to the other two to make them parallel? What would I add to playing soccer to make it parallel? There's no right answer here.
Could you do like playing travel soccer?
Yeah, sure, playing travel soccer, very good. I put competitive soccer on mine. Playing competitive. What other word could you use?
Oh, well, I was going to say
Indoor.
Indoor.
That's
Right, I got more specific here, didn't I? So I need to get more specific here. Anyone think of any other word?
Could you add something after soccer, like
Competitively?
playing?
Like playing
Yeah, like
competitively.
playing soccer competitively, playing soccer outside, or would that not work?
You could, but again, you want it to roll off your tongue in a parallel way. So if you're gonna add an adjective, it should be the same place this one was.
Okay.
It just will sound better. All right, and so what would our last one be? Building. Colin, what kind of snowmen?
Funny.
Funny,
Small.
small.
Melting.
Dog.
Demented.
I can't.
Demented. I wrote extravagant. I'm gonna go
I
to
can't
trouble to
even.
build
I can't build a snowman. Dog snowman.
Oh,
Like a snowman with a dog.
Okay, so do you guys understand now? Colin, do you understand what I mean by all this?
Yeah.
Okay. Savannah, you gonna get this now? All right, shh. So I expect going forward that when you write a thesis statement, I expect that one, you're gonna have a thesis statement. And two, shoot for parallelism. If you're struggling with it, email it to me. I struggle with them all the time when I'm writing. I just like to write, like most people do, I just like to write without thinking the first time around because I want to get my ideas out on the paper. Sometimes I go back and realize I created a monster with some sentence that I just can't untangle it, and I have to rewrite the whole thing. So let me see if I have an example here. Because we had a lot of hard time with the thesis statements not being parallel this week.
There's more to say this week, like with the thesis too.
What?
There's more to say with the thesis too, I think.
Yeah, these are complicated issues, and that's another reason why I really want to go over this. You guys are going to be writing about complicated things the rest of your lives. There's not going to be any more cats and dogs papers for you probably, right? You're going to be writing about bigger issues. You'll be thinking about political issues. You'll be thinking about big life issues and writing about those. You'll probably be writing literary papers at some point in your high school and college career. Those will not be little cute standard thesis that you're going to write. They're going to be long, and you're going to have to straighten them out. Sometimes they're going to get all lopsided, and you want to pull them out until they're parallel. So I can't remember who I'm picking on here. I think it might be Josh. Josh, if you're watching your video, I think I'm picking on your thesis, but I might not be. All right.
Colin's like the only boy here.
Bear with me. Hold on. Okay. This was the thesis from Josh's paper. The school, listen everybody, the school system should keep a longer summer vacation because it would help with stressfully relief for the students, help them to hold summer jobs, and it would help avoid a huge unnecessary expense for the schools.
cut down the words. 'cause
Yes.
That's what got
All right, so I'm gonna leave out the first part because, and I'm gonna label them 1, 2, and 3 because we're looking at them that way. It would help with stress relief for the students. Help them to hold summer jobs. And it would help avoid a huge unnecessary, there are 2 N's in unnecessary, yes there are, expense for the schools. Okay, so, Josh, not bad at all. Not bad at all for a thesis statement. I like it. Let's just work on it a little bit. Right out of the gate, there's something that bothers me about it. If you read it out loud, it would help with stress relief for the students, help them to hold summer jobs, help avoid a huge unnecessary expense for the schools. It's not a parallel issue, what bothers me.
Well, if you have help each time, like you only need it once.
Yeah, it's repetitive. And when you write, this doesn't bother you. And when you write, you won't notice it, but if you read your paper out loud or you have someone else to read it, you'll hear it right away. Read some of your stuff out loud to yourself. This happens all the time in my house. My kids bring me a paper, and instead of telling them what's wrong with it, I'll say, let me read this out loud to you. And then I'll read it and they'll go, oh, because you hear it, okay? So that's one. Let's talk about, it would help with stress. What we need to do is get to the point, remember we had with the last one with the chocolate, the snowmans, and the sodas, we had 3 little packages that all matched up with each other. How can we make these into 3 little packages, 3 little parts of speech? You want to give it a shot?
Well,
I thought this was difficult, actually.
help relieve stress, or relieve stress for the relieve stress, like put it down.
Relieve stress.
Not stress with stress relief. Yeah, that's like the only part of the sentence. Of
Wait, what do you want to say?
let me just think about it first.
Okay, yeah, this is
I think I know
hard.
that.
I had to think about this. I had to think about it. Brady?
I think sort of like what she was saying, instead of help with stress relief, it would relieve stress for the student.
It would relieve stress, so you're just saying it would relieve, you just want to change this word.
Yeah.
Relieve
With
stress.
Student stress.
Relieve stress.
Relieve student stress.
Relieve student stress. Okay, good. Now I've got a verb, an adjective, and a noun. So now I've got something to play with. I like that structure because it's nice and concise and tight. If I can do that with the next 2, I might have something to work with. How can we do that to the next 2? How could we, if we've got the format of verb, adjective, noun, what would the next one be?
Whole summer jobs. Like that's the verb.
Okay.
adjective, noun.
That doesn't work. Watch. Hold summer.
Oh,
Okay? Because I say it out loud. It makes sense on paper, but I say it out loud because it would relieve student stress, hold summer jobs.
Yeah, I was just saying for that part.
Who? Okay? Right, doesn't make any sense. So we can't do that one. This is what I mean by editing though. I do this very same thing at home. Like that doesn't make sense and I cross it out and I write something else. Who else wants to take a shot at it? What would the summer break do with relation to summer jobs? I like summer jobs. That works. I've got noun and adjective. What would the summer break do to summer jobs?
Get some.
I hate the word get. This is Mrs. Farmer's big pet peeve word. Sorry, Brady. You're my daughter, so I can pick on you. Don't use the word get. There's always a better word. There's always a better word. And don't use bad and good. There's always a better word, right? Okay. And besides, that doesn't even work here because the summer vacation isn't getting a summer job. What is the summer break doing with relation to summer jobs? Yeah.
Opening.
Yeah, better word. Okay, see, this is where I start editing now. Opening, and then I go that doesn't really work. What's better than opening? It, think of a couple.
Like an opportunity or like.
Yeah, opportunities get
You just
You just
suggest
look
that.
at
created. They get, you can use the word get when you speak, just not write it. Creates, relieves stress, create summer jobs. See?
Well, summer jobs for students or summer jobs for adults?
for both.
Both.
I don't
Where
know.
would you write that?
That's a great question. And that's
Well,
a
it really
hard
would-
one to answer, because I'm gonna sound like I'm going both ways with you guys here. There's gonna be times when I point to your introductory and I'm like, you're getting into too much detail. You're gonna get into that in your supporting paragraphs. Then there's gonna be other times I come at you and say, you need to be clear in your introduction. And it's gonna seem like, I can't make her happy.
Shouldn't it
But
be?
it should become clear, yeah.
Shouldn't it be students, because the adults don't really need a summer off to get a job?
True. Okay, so it relieves student stress, creates summer jobs. I feel like this is implied because it's gonna be for all of them.
Well, it's students, so.
So we said relieve student stress. We don't have this in here at this point. But I feel like we can solve that another way. In other sentences in our introduction, we could talk about student needs, right? And then our last one is the hardest. What, Brady?
This might work, but the school avoids a huge unnecessary expense.
Avoid unnecessary
Expensive.
expense. Okay. So yeah,
Can I read what I have?
yeah, please.
I have, it would relieve student stress, create summer jobs, and prevent extra expenses for the schools.
Yeah, perfect, I love that. That's great. You want to read that again? It's very close to what we did here.
It would relieve student stress, create summer jobs, and prevent extra expenses for the schools.
So she wrote prevent extra expenses instead of avoid unnecessary expense. Both are acceptable. She used my structure, but she put her own design on it, her own vocabulary. All right? Now, there is something, this is a little bit more advanced here, something I just want you to think about, but I'm not going to require of you at this point. The student who chose this, and many of you did this, you chose two things that related very specifically to the students. And then one that is way over here involved in like the civic issues with the public school district and the school building. They are all three really good reasons. But it feels like, do you ever watch Sesame Street when you were little? One of these things is not like the other. Okay, they're all good reasons, but as a writer, I back up from this and I go, I really think my third reason should be something student related. It's going to make my paper flow better and be more cohesive and be about one thing. And then you start thinking, then you go, oh, I'm making a compelling argument here about what students need, what's right for students, what's good for students. And this doesn't really fit in. As a writer, I might go out and take this whole thing out. This is why we do the thesis before we write anything. Because I would hate to see you write a whole paper or write a whole awesome paragraph about this and then go, doesn't really fit in with my paper. So what is another argument for keeping summer vacation that has to do with benefiting students? Brady?
And accessibility for summer enrichment. I know that's not.
Yeah, summer enrichment was one. So we could then say, kids need stress relief, kids need the opportunity for summer jobs, and summer enrichment is awesome. Those are three very student-related things that seem to go together. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay. This is pretty high-level stuff I'm giving you guys right now. This will be high school level stuff. So if you're getting this, congratulate yourself. If you're not getting it, it's okay. It's okay, you're not behind. All right. So what would I say then? Can you give me a verb, adjective, and noun with regard to summer enrichment? Brady?
Summer adjective enrichment. That not.
Okay, so I'm going to relieve student stress, create summer jobs, and what?
Just how to enjoy summer enrichment.
Enjoy.
And enjoy summer enrichment. Don't hate that at all. Now, what bothers me about the word enjoy? So this is very parallel, Gracia, very nice job. I'm bothered a little bit by the word enjoy. Why? Because I don't like kids to enjoy things? What?
You're mean.
Gracia, I'm
Gracia.
sorry. Give me some grace, some
Spanish.
grace from you.
Spanish. Gracias. Gracias.
Well, I just got done teaching Spanish class, so can I get a break for that?
Yeah.
Sorry. Un nombre muy hermosa, a very beautiful name.
Enjoy is an opinion.
It's got a flavor of
Yeah.
opinion in that word. And if I'm a Scrooge and I don't care about you having fun and I just care about taxpayer money and rah, 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 then this is not gonna convince me. What word might you use?
I used encourage.
Encourage is what good? Encourage. So see how I'm editing my own work here? I'm going back, I'm like, oh, okay, I gave enjoy a shot. Nothing wrong with it, it worked just fine, but then I go, is there a better word? Encourage, what else? Yeah?
Opens. Like something like that. Like
Provide.
Provides. What else? Is there another one?
allows.
Allows. You guys are great. Okay, so now we went from a thesis statement that was very good in terms of its information, but it was not parallel, and it also seemed a little bit like making two arguments over here and one over here, to this. Now our thesis statement is, the school system should keep summer vacation because it would relieve student stress, create summer jobs, and provide summer enrichment. It's beautiful. It's concise. It's parallel. It makes sense. The arguments are good. We just, as a class, we just drastically improved this. Okay? Brady.
It doesn't really create summer jobs though. It's sort of just like it
I
doesn't.
think it does.
Yeah, it does.
Well, I mean, so
Because if there wasn't
I see
summer.
what she's saying,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Because I had the same issue with this. It helps them hold summer jobs. I'm like, having summer break does not help anyone hold a job. You hold a job, right? By working hard. You could still get fired from your summer job even if you have summer vacation. So I didn't like the vocabulary here. I see what she's saying. When we say in our vernacular, creates jobs, we're making a suggestion that it actually created new jobs that weren't there already. So I think that's what she's trying to say. I think it works okay. Can we think of a better word?
Could allows be there, used there?
well, didn't we just?
But we didn't choose that one. We've got a bunch of choices here. Allows summer jobs. That's tough because then I feel like you need allows students to get summer or have summer jobs or hold summer jobs, and then we've ruined our parallel structure. Then we have to go back. And that may be. You may go, you know what I really want to say here is allows students to hold summer jobs, and that is what I want to say. Then you just have to go back and change this one and this one, and you might be able to do that. And you'll get to a point where you've got the thesis statement that most fully represents what you want to say, but is still parallel and clear. Okay? You guys were great today. What time is it? You wanna know?
Is 11.
Okay, I've got 10 minutes. All right.
Okay.
This isn't exactly parallel, but could you say creates a chance for summer jobs?
But then you
Creates
gotta go
job
back and,
opportunities.
yeah, creates job opportunity. Yeah, there you go.
Create
Creates
job
job opportunities. Creates,
Create job opportunities.
I don't know, same kind of thing. I still feel like if you're gonna be picky, you could say it didn't make any new jobs. It just gave you the chance to get a job because you were on summer break.
It offers.
Yeah,
Like my
'cause it gives you
daughter,
that-
my daughter wanted a job at the pizzeria across the street from us, but he needed somebody that was way more available. So she couldn't get the job because she was in school and she had sports. But
But-
when summertime, summer vacation didn't create that job, it was already there. But she now had the opportunity to hold it, okay?
I think opens.
All right, let's see what else we have to go over here. So your homework is this. I'm gonna hand back your paper so you can see my feedback. You're now gonna immediately look at your own thesis statement and go, oh, I need to fix that. All right, so you're gonna rewrite your hook. If I didn't like your hook, you're gonna change it. Actually, you're gonna change your hook anyway. The homework assignment is this. Two introductory paragraphs. One, you're gonna rewrite your cat versus dog. intro, and you're gonna have a hook and a thesis, and the thesis will be parallel.
Wait, just the cat and dogs or also?
Nope, then you're gonna rewrite your summer vacation. I actually had a couple people write, yeah, let's get rid of summer vacation.
I did.
What?
What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Hey, I have to tell
It
you
makes
something.
more sense.
I can use this as like blackmail for the kids in school.
So I tell you something, normally when I teach this class, we
Who
do
sent
that,
this to the congressman?
we do that debate every year the second week. And the big first time I mention it, everyone's against it. But by the time I get the papers in, normally half of them are against summer vacation in the paper because they realized it was easier to write the paper that way. And that's valid.
Not easier, no.
Okay,
Not
you're
for
also
me.
gonna have a hook,
I chose it because it makes more sense.
a thesis.
I'd rather have smaller
Hold
breaks
on, and it's
throughout
gonna
the
be
year than
parallel.
a giant break in the middle of it.
Please do not parrot back to me the thesis that we wrote in class today. I want an original one, okay? And you need a hook, but it needs to be different than the hook you gave me last time. Same with this one. You didn't have a hook for this paper because I didn't teach it to you at that point. So you need to add a hook to this one. I want to see 2 good introductory paragraphs. One for the cats and dogs, and one for summer vacation.
But we don't have to write a whole story.
No, you do not have to write the rest of the paper. That will come, my dear.
Okay.
Great. I will send this to the congressman.
So I'm going to allow, because 2 of you did this already, which is so interesting to me, you added a story hook. If you would like to give a try, it's one of the harder ways to write an introduction, a story. But 2 of you already did it, and I liked your attempt at it. So the hooks will either be a question, and it needs to be an interesting question. It can't be, who likes cats better than dogs? That's not a hook. Just because it's a question doesn't make it a hook. It needs to be interesting. Can you imagine getting attacked by your own pet?
Oh my gosh.
That's a hook.
Yes, I can.
Yes, we can pink.
All right, it can be a shocking stat or statement. Did you know more people own cats than dogs in the United States?
What?
It's true.
Yeah.
Many more people own cats than dogs in the United States. Look, I shocked Eliana right here with my hook.
Cats.
It can be,
I'll be walking through
that
that
can
cannot
be-
be shoot out and bite my ankle.
it can be an
My
anecdote.
dog
will
cat.
run up and jump over the couch.
It can be an anecdote about, you know, all the students came back to school and after a long summer vacation and took their introductory test and everyone's score went up. Look, a little anecdote about that. And what argument am I going to make in that
That
paper?
summer vacation was better because of the summer enrichment.
Yeah, I'll go on then to say the students were so not stressed and they did summer enrichment.
Yeah, but I would say
It has to be
after
true, though.
Wait. We're not debating this right now. You can debate it in your paper. I'm just saying for the purposes
No, I
of
will.
that, if I'm writing
I
the
will.
paper, if I'm writing the paper and I'm going to argue pro summer vacation, if that's my choice, my anecdote has to lead you that way. Yeah.
But it has to be realistic, right? Because I don't know. if
Yeah,
it would
you
be
can't just
true.
make it up.
Yeah.
You need to, and if you guys at this point, we haven't gotten into this yet, we will spend a lot of time researching later in the semester where you're gonna go online and look for material to back up what you're saying. You could start that now if it gives you ideas, and you might find an anecdote. And if you find an anecdote that someone else has already written about a school district where that actually happened, as long as you put it in quotes, you can use it. Okay, as long as it's original. Does everyone here know what plagiarism is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Means to completely copy.
Yeah. I will teach you how to paraphrase later in the
Oh,
semester.
good grief.
Alright.
Wow.
What
I've
else
done
can
that
we
for
do here?
years.
Question,
Wait, that
sharp
clock
mistake.
is
Oh, a
so
joke.
off.
Nobody did a joke. Nobody did a joke this
It's
week.
hard to make
not
a
very
joke.
joking
Hard. It is not a
It's
joke.
okay.
Well, someone
I
actually
tried,
did
but you
the-
said I was relying too much on the joke.
Well, someone actually did the one that had like a hint of, are you
Oh,
sitting
yeah.
in a beach chair or are you sitting in a hard
Hard
plastic
plastic chair.
That was really a joke,
It
but
was-
it
it
was fun.
had
That
It
wasn't
wasn't
a
a
joke.
joke, but it was funny.
It had humor.
It wasn't a joke.
That
but
wasn't.
that
It's
was-
very
still has
serious to
humor.
Eliana. Serious business. All right, so a quote.
I'd rather be.
You can look up a quote if you're writing about summer vacation. Look up a quote on the value of education.
I tried, but it just said education's amazing and nothing about summer. So
You could Google great quotes about summer and find some quote about some poetic quote from
I would
Walt
want
Whitman or
something
whatever
from-
about
I would want
lazy
something from
summer
Teddy
days.
Roosevelt.
From Teddy Roosevelt? I love Teddy Roosevelt.
I do too.
I love it. I
Teddy
love
bears.
Eleanor even better. All right. Quote
I
and
said
then
Teddy.
finally,
Teddy nothing to fear.
right, I like
Summer.
Eleanor even better.
I don't
Do you know who Eleanor is?
Yeah, Eleanor is Franklin's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good for you. Not many people don't know that. Eleanor was
I know that.
brilliant and very quotable. All right. And then if you want to construct a story opening, you can. Remember those were, it was summertime, but nothing was going as it should. Summer camps were going out of business. There were no lemonade stands, and lots of money was being spent on air conditioning. I hate that Emily can't use that again, because I really wanted her to try her hand at something new, but it was really cool. I would have gone on even a little further and created a whole little storyline in this world where nothing's
There's
going
no
as it
summer.
should, there's no summer. It's great, it's really creative. All right? Does
It was
anyone have any
changeable
questions
for me.
about the homework? No?
No, but do you have any tips for creative writing?
Yeah.
Okay, because I want to ask you about that after class. Because I'm doing
Well, we've got a minute left here. You can stop videotaping. Thank you so much.